Joining us in the broadcast center this morning is Kristin Myers. She is the ETF editor-in-chief of AssetTV. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
All right, so let's talk about the new comments from President Trump about his Fed chair nominee, Kevin Warsh. I want to play for our viewers something that he said in an interview with Fox Business.
I made a mistake. He was runner-up, if you want to say that.
He was a finalist.
Yeah, he was. And I made a mistake because I had somebody that was my Secretary of the Treasury. Wanted him so badly, and you know, I didn't feel good about him, but sometimes you listen to people, and it was a mistake.
Well, first of all, rare to hear President Trump saying he made a mistake.
Yeah, I know. Throwing Treasury Secretary, well, then Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin under the bus.
Yeah, under the bus.
Yeah.
He doesn't care. He's a billionaire. He doesn't. President went on to say that he thinks Warsh will be able to single-handedly spur economic growth. Just for our viewers to understand, Kristin, what is the role of the Federal Reserve and the Fed chair broadly?
Okay, so the Federal Reserve has two mandates, which is maximum employment and inflation at 2%. That's the Fed's target rate. So they want as many people to have jobs as possible while still keeping inflation constrained. It's a little bit of a seesaw, a balancing act that they have to do because for as many people to be employed, that means the economy can run hot, which means inflation can increase. Yep. So essentially, that's the Fed's job. Now, when the president says that he wants economic growth to be, by the way, in that clip, he said 15%. Just to put this in context for everyone, 4 to 7% is what we historically get. Mm-hmm. So already, this is a really tall task for Kevin Warsh to essentially single-handedly spur the U.S. Economy up to 15%. I mean, yikes if he doesn't hit that goal.
Yeah, you got to wonder what the interview is like because, you know, when you want the job and the person who's hiring says, so here's what I need. Yeah. What is the typical response, right? I can deliver what it is that you want. I mean, but this guy, taking aside the politics, is a world-class economist. I mean, he understands how global economies work. So you would hope that he doesn't say, well, yeah, I think we can get there, Mr. President, because that would not be good.
Interestingly enough, Kevin Warsh's resume pretty much mirrors Jay Powell's, the current Fed chair. Jay Powell's resume pretty similarly, right? Both lawyers, both worked on Wall Street, both have experience at the Fed and are now going to be stepping into that Fed chair position. Again, if Warsh is, ultimately nominated and confirmed. Now, here's the problem. Warsh has historically been an inflation hawk, which means that he does not favor lowering interest rates, which is all the president wants right now. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, obviously, this clearly signals that maybe President Trump knows something about the future of the Fed that the rest of us don't know. Since when Kevin Warsh was nominated, essentially investors loved the news. Wall Street loved the news. He was someone that they felt that he could trust. He was someone that they felt would retain the independence of the Federal Reserve, which is very important, to markets and to the economy. But again, for President Trump to say, I made a mistake. I should have nominated Kevin Warsh the first time around. He's going to single-handedly spur the U.S. economy up to 15%. Says to some, maybe Kevin Warsh is going to favor this more dovish tone and lower some of those interest rates going forward.
We'll be watching. All right, Kristin, always good to have you on set. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.